Welcome to Storm News. Today is April 25th. I'm Abby Wolf.
And I'm Sophia Sleeky.
Spring has sprung, and in this edition of Storm News, we'll be discussing local events,
news updates, and your local weather and sports all right here.
Storm News starts right now.
You know, with the end of the school year, I'm going to be able to get a lot more reading done. I need to find a new place to get some books.
I think David can show us a great spot to buy some. Let's take a look.
Independent Bookstore Day is a nationwide celebration that brings independent bookstores from all over the country together. Each store has its own unique style and a variety of books. Book Lady's Book Attic, located in the heart of Bartlett, is an independent bookstore that is a staple for book lovers in Bartlett. Book Lady's Attic provides a variety of books for all ages and genres, such as American history, children's books, comics, nonfiction, and even books about sports. This special day supports many small independent bookstores by giving them recognition for all their hard work to provide for local communities with books that won't break their pockets. The Book Lady shares on how this holiday impacts her business.
The holiday impacts the bookstore in many ways. It brings people in who obviously are book lovers, and they find that the prices are so low they can afford a lot more books than going to the bigger box stores.
There is one struggle that independent bookstores such as Book Lady's Attic have to face: phones and ebooks. Electronic books and phones take away from reading hardcover books and take business away from independent bookstores. The Book Lady shares her opinions about ebooks and phones.
Yes, phone and ebooks and the local library are my competition. So if people are spending all their time on their phones, scrolling around, looking at other things, or watching their Netflix series and addicted to their TV shows, that keeps them away from their books.
The entire Bartlett community and surrounding area are very grateful for the efforts of the Book Lady to support the community of book readers. The special day honors the hard work and efforts of independent bookstores. In Bartlett, they have a tick up for Storm News.
Wow, I might have to check that out.
Hey Sophia, I heard you just changed to speak a professional about this year's gardening season.
I did, and I learned so much.
Awesome, let's see more.
Spring has sprung, and gardeners across the state are getting ready for this year's growing season. It's important to remember nature-friendly gardening techniques when you're preparing your garden, and always making sure to take care of the natural Illinois environment while still being able to grow and bloom beautiful plants. Science and botany specialist Leslie Flatter has more to say about environment-conscious planting through a technique called native gardening.
So native gardening is using native plants, plants that would have been here before we came in and started making ornamental plants and changing what our environment looked like.
Flatter pushes for the use of plants that are specific to our Illinois environment and won't use as many resources as non-native plants would. Her recommendations to promoting native gardening will only help and strengthen our land further.
Native gardening is going to help our bees, it's going to help our birds, it's going to help all of our local wildlife. It's going to use less resources.
If you or someone you know is participating in this year's growing season, you might want to recommend native gardening. It helps restore our state's environment and will strengthen it to where it's supposed to be. This is Sophia Siddiqui in Elgin for Storm News.
Speaking of spring season, Jenna Lees can tell us more about this week's weather.
Thanks, Abby. Today there will be a high of 70 and a low of 50 and a 65% chance of rain. On Saturday, we will see partly cloudy skies with a high of 59 and a low of 44. On Sunday, we will have a high of 67 and a low of 53 with scattered showers. That's all I have for today. Back to you, Sophia.
Thank you, Jenna Lise. Hey, Abby, did you know it's Autism Awareness Month?
No, I didn't. What is that even all about?
Let's find out more.
April is Autism Awareness Month, and plenty of places are celebrating or have celebrated autism. According to the Autism Hero Project, 1 out of 36 children have autism. That is almost as small as some of your classes. There is actually an entire wing at our school that is dedicated to people with disabilities such as autism, where they can learn how to function in the real world. Speaking of, this specific story is very personal to me because I myself have autism, and autism in general plays a big role in our family, actually. My brother also has autism too, and my mother is a special ed teacher at another school for people with autism. She really likes the events that places are holding for Autism Awareness Month.
As a parent, I think it's really important for these places to have all these opportunities to have sensory-friendly environments.
Such places include the Autism Sensory Swim at the Goldfish Swim School on the 30th of April, and most notably, the Autism Hero Project is holding an event at the Elgin Police Department on the 26th. This event has both autistic children and police officers learning how to interact with each other and how to understand each other. Some autistic children are afraid or get mad at police officers for whatever reasons, and I'm sure there are many police officers that don't know what to do with an autistic child. This is a great initiative so that both sides can understand and accept each other. To support the autistic community in South Elgin, head to the Elgin Police Department at 1 p.m. on the 26th. I'm Connor Thompson from Storm News.
Connor, leave me alone!
Okay.
That was so interesting. I learned so much.
I'm also curious about what's going on with sports. Let's go to Jake Procunier for the latest updates.
Welcome to Storm Sports. The baseball team has a good start to the season with a record of 6-8 and a recent win against Elgin High School ending in a score of 25-2. This Friday, South Elgin Lacrosse is playing Wheaton North High School, and on Saturday, Oswego. For men's volleyball and women's soccer, the biggest rivalry of the year is occurring as they play Bartlett High School. That's all for now.
Thanks, Jake, for that update. I've been really into baseball lately. Have you been watching any sports lately?
No, I've been more into podcasts. You know the Elgin Police has a podcast? I even had a chance to talk with them about it.
Wow, that's so interesting.
After 3 months of launching the Somebody Knows Something podcast, the Elgin Cold Case Unit has solved their first case about Karen Sheepers, the girl who went missing April 16, 1983, 42 years ago. The Elgin Cold Case Unit pulled the yellow 1980 Toyota Celica out of the Fox River last week, where her bones were found in the car and identified to be hers. Thanks to detectives Matt Vartanian and Andrew Houghton, Chief Anna Lally, and Chaos Divers, they were able to bring Karen home.
As soon as it came out from under the water, it was kind of a oh my god kind of moment, because you could see the yellow car, but you could still see the red stripe on the side. Yeah. And I was just amazed at how intact the car was once they lifted the whole thing out of the water. You're kind of like, wow, it is almost entirely intact. Like all the windows are in it, except for the rear window. All the tires are on it. It's pretty pristine for the most part. I mean, there's some rust holes and stuff, but it doesn't look that bad. It was just kind of shocking what condition it was in when it came out, that it was in that good of a condition after 42 years. Detective
Vartanian says that the first season of the Somebody Knows Something podcast has gained over 50,000 downloads and are in the top 1.5% of podcasts around the world after just 3 months of starting it. As this season wraps up, the detectives need to figure out their next case.
We are still kind of processing
we're looking at a couple.
We've discussed maybe a possible homicide. We don't know yet, is the truthful answer. It's one of those things where we have to kind of go through our caseload. We do have a couple months left on Karen's case. We have some additional episodes with the podcast that we're going to do, waiting on all the other reports, from the coroner's office, the vehicle information. Then we're going to probably take a pause, about a month's break, and our goal is to have another season of the podcast out.
Maybe in the fall, probably.
Yeah, probably about the fall.
This is still an ongoing investigation to see if they can figure out what happened that night when Karen came home from the bar in Carpentersville. But the detectives are glad they could bring some closure and bring Karen home to her family. For Storm News, I'm Abby Wolf.
I really enjoyed all we got to learn today.
Yeah, it was so interesting, but that's all we have time for today.
We'll see you on the next edition of Storm News. I'm Sufia Siddiqui.
And I'm Abby Wolf for Storm News.
Why was the camera on for so long?
Okay, I don't think that was bad.
I don't think that was bad.
You guys did great.
Yay. Oh, we're done. Thanks, Connor. Oh my God.